Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Akashic Rose with Sabrina Dawn. So I hope that this video finds each and every one of you healthy, safe, and I hope you had a good weekend. And if you celebrate Easter, I hope that you had a nice Easter. We had to do things a little differently here. So I've heard of people doing, Zoom family calls for Easter. My dad dropped stuff off and then, like waved. And for my older, I have a daughter who's 23 and she's living, elsewhere. So I dropped off things for her and her boyfriend at the door and then texted. So things were a little different, but you know what? I think that our doing things differently shows our resilience, and that nothing will get in the way of our connections and get in the way of those we love, right? Okay, so today we are going to start. Well, actually, if I would love to hear if you guys did anything for Easter that was a little different, and that you had to change things up and do things differently. I'd love to hear about it in the comments if you guys feel like sharing. I'd love to see how, if you celebrate Easter, I'd love to see how people are getting creative with staying connected. And even if it's not Easter, did you do something else in order to be, to be connected to somebody this weekend that was very creative? You had to go and do things differently. Thank goodness for the internet. Okay, so right now I am pulling from, I apologize guys, I usually say this. So I'm pulling from the Angel Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. So I'm just going to pull one more card. Okay, so the 5 of Fire, okay, which is also the 5 of Wands. And then we have Unity, Archangel Sandalphon, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Okay. So one of the things that I'm hearing, so the 5 of Wands is competing goals, bothersome details, conflicts with others. So I do know this card of conflicts as like a card of conflict. But what I'm hearing is that if you're having conflicts with others, keep in mind that it's because inside of yourself you are conflicted. Okay, and then the card of Unity comes up. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that if you feel like you are starting to argue or having conflict with others, or just a lot of conflict within, like the spiraling thoughts, or you're going a bit stir crazy at home, or you're really starting to allow the negativity to take over, or it just feels like it's being taken over and you feel like you don't have much of a choice, seek out mentors and like-minded friends, or your spiritual organizations. Okay, because going back to your roots, to your traditional viewpoints, then that could really help you right now. Okay, I don't know if you pray, if you want to just call in the angels for support. Archangel Sandalphon is the archangel coming through here. Okay, let me just see what he has to say. So Archangel Sandalphon is actually in his human form. So Archangel Metatron and Archangel Sandalphon are the only archangels to have a human incarnation. Okay, so they are really special and unique in the sense that they understand what it's like to be human. So they're great to call in. I just saw 444 on the clock. So that's, for me, 444 means the angels are with you and surrounding you and supporting you. So So they have a very personal experience with that. So it's they have the experience of being human, so they know what it's like to be here on the earth plane and to feel the struggles and the strife and the hormones and the emotionals and the pulls and how difficult relationships can be and how situations can be. So calling on Archangel Metatron and Sandalphon are great for having that human compassion. But what I'm hearing from Sandalphon at this time, oh, he's strong. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that whether you're having fights and arguments outside, it starts within, right? That's what we talked about to begin with. And then, but what he's saying is that, so doing your inner work, you know, it may come to a point that you need to reach out and talk to the person you're arguing with and have a good conversation. But before you do that, it's really important to go within and then up. Right? So in the up is just like going to the divine, going to the angels, you know, going to your support systems, calling on all of the archangels so that you can understand the unity and the mirror work. Now, Archangel, like I was saying, Archangel Sandalphon was a twin to Metatron, excuse me. So I do feel that some people, okay, my throat. Hold on one second. I just got to get a message from this. I feel like there's a part of the collective who's not speaking their truth and instead they're arguing. So there could be like a pain that's underneath a situation and it's causing arguments. There's like an insecurity, a pain, something they're not voicing, and it's causing arguments instead of having deeper or harmonious connection. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing. So you can call Archangel Sandalphon to help you with that, and Archangel Gabriel. I set up the room up and he's right here. So or Archangel Gabriel to help you with communication. Okay. And if you're not having that outward arguments with people, it could be that you're having an inner one, and what's going on is that your vulnerability is being brought to the forefront, right? You're starting to feel the pressure of being cooped up, or really started, because what this is making a lot of people do is it's making people stop being too busy or running from themselves, and they have to suddenly sit with themselves. And if you've been cooped up, you know, not cooped up, but in isolation for a while, the things that we use to distract ourselves are no longer working. So like on the outside, like internet and stuff like that. So it's time to go within and up is what Sandalphon is saying. He's saying, you know, go within, work with the shadow side. In my description box, I always have a link on how to work with the shadow side. So if you want to check that out, if you don't have any tools, but there's lots of things you can Google, or you can use the tools that you have. And that's where this is coming out, like the traditional viewpoints and methods. You may already have tools for working with the shadow side that you're just forgetting, or that you're not accessing at this time. But whether you're having those fights outward or not, what I'm hearing is that it all starts within. So go within, look at that shadow side, and then seek out spiritual mentors, religious mentors, you know, the spiritual organizations or like-minded friends. And I'm also hearing, once that you work with some of the shadow side, you start to understand what was motivating some of this angst or these arguments, then have that conversation, and you can reach out to that like-minded friend, because there's a unity. If you care for this person, there's a unity that's underneath the arguments, or the hardness of the relationship, or the struggle and the push-pull of the power. So often when we have those kind of relationships, there's a push-pull, there's a power tug, and people don't, what they're showing me is that neither one is allowing themselves to surrender. Now I know why they said yes to the surrender deck. So they're not allowing themselves to surrender. Okay, and you don't want to surrender yourself to then being the victim or the passive one, but surrendering, like allowing yourself to the vulnerability, to allow yourself to not be in the power struggle. Okay, and this can all, everything that I'm saying, you can, if you're not having this kind of, stuff going on in the outside world, it could be something you're going on within yourself. What part of yourself doesn't want to surrender power or surrender to the higher power? Okay, or to allow yourself to be vulnerable. So this is the Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orloff. Okay, so what can the collective surrender to help bring in more of that unity so that we can have more peace? And do you see how, like, on these cards, or maybe you can't, they look like yellow butterflies to me. Like, they look like butterflies. So that's like transformation. Like, what can we do with, what can we work with to surrender? What part of the surrender, so that we can have more peace and less of the Five of Wands, and we can step into, with Archangel Sandalphon, step into that peace and that understanding and that vulnerability, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. You can see this is number 5. Okay, to me, for me, numbers 5 is the number of changes. Okay, surrender to play. I feel like that was all last week. The whole channel was about that last week. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So a lot of people could be either working from home and working too hard, or they're focusing too much on spiritual work, like getting the nitty gritty, and or they are just overthinking, and they're forgetting to enjoy the things that they love. So they are, like we talked about earlier, there could be some who are using, the internet or different things to escape. And what they're saying is, just remember to play. If you have people in your home, play a board game, get out, make that vision board, like find ways that are important to you for you to have fun. Get outside. Remembering that unity is a peaceful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. It can be playful. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Crystal Angels deck by Doreen Virtue. Okay. Turquoise, spiritual path. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. So that's what this play is. It's like, remember that the spiritual path can be fun. Have fun with it. Like we put, you can make those vision boards. You can use sound. You can just remember that the angels are an energy of light and love. And yes, we can use them to get through these conflicts with ourselves, our inner conflicts, and or with others. And no matter what, it starts within. Okay, so if you want that yellow butterfly transformation, look at the yellow, 3rd chakra. Okay, the powers. It's like, let go of the power struggles or power plays within relationships or within yourself, so that you can have fun and play. Remember to play within your relationships. Play on your spiritual path. The angels, your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. Okay, so your spiritual path is where they would like you to surrender some play. Okay, and how would they like you? This is the Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell. How would they like you to surrender on your spiritual path with play? Let's see. Well, the whole deck just fell all over the table. All right. So the only card. Okay. So the whole deck just fell out all over my table, and they're all face down. So, but except for one little pile, okay? This was face up. So I'm going to just look at these and get a message, okay? Because I believe it's, we're meant to talk about all of them. So this is the great gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribe. But what I'm hearing is that on our spiritual path, we may have been craving a soul tribe or like a spiritual community, or we had one and we're feeling cut off from it. Okay, but they just want you to know that it's all coming together, that everything is happening in divine timing, and to know that in this unity energy, I'm telling you, these cards, the Work Your Light deck, worked its light all over the entire table. So, okay. So that knowing, so like I'm one of the spiritual communities that I have a really strong heart connection with is the meditation group I lead on Sundays. And so I know that I'm really missing the unity that we felt in person. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that like if you have that craving for being back in touch physically with people, or just having it in the first place, know that through going through this unity within and remembering to play, get creative. Remember what this was in the beginning, play, get creative in how you connect, okay? You know, just trust that it's all coming together and that your intuition and your intuitive hits are very accurate about your soul tribe, okay? You have found your soul tribe. Or you are going to be finding it the more that you play and you allow yourself to be vulnerable and get creative in the ways that you connect with them. Because there's a divine orchestration. You have helpers in the subtle realms. Okay, so this is the Council of Light. So you have the Council of Light, you know, supporting you for bringing in your soul tribe, whether you've been connected with them and you want to, or you just want to connect with them in general. Okay, because your spiritual path is really important. And once you get out of this angsty energy, you're going to see a solution. Okay? Because yellow butterflies. There's a deep transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Now, we are going through this globally. This time is a time of deep transformation, and it's not coming in the easiest way. Okay, but there's a lot of things that, you know, there's a divine orchestration to everything that's happening. And I'm no way making light of it, trust me. But there's a deep healing that's taking place of the earth, number one. Okay, you can see it all over the place. The smog is lifting, the animals are coming out, the clams are coming up on the beach. You know, there's this deep healing that's happening to our Pachamama, our Mother Earth, the thing that makes her beat. Okay, so there's that happening, but on a cellular level, it's happening around each and every one of us, within us. Okay, so there's this deep transformation happening, and we're taking it a little too seriously. So say yes to playing. Oh, hold on, to playing on your spiritual path. So you just have to say yes. Get creative in how you get in touch with your spiritual community. Okay, I never imagined that I would do YouTube channels until this past summer. And now it's a main way that I stay in contact with a lot of the people that I was in contact with all the time on my spiritual path. So get creative in the way that you do it, but you have to surrender to those inner nudges, to those spiritual hits, and to just put down and surrender the power struggle. Okay, and it all starts within, and you may be seeing it outside with your relationships. I'm just trying to see if there's another card. I think they want me to pull from the Crystal Angels. This one's a little longer today. I just feel like there was a card I was being pulled. I was probably being pulled. I apologize. I feel like I was being guided to pull another card. And I wasn't sure if it was from another deck, but it's not. It's from the Crystal Angels. Let's wrap this up with one card. Let's give the viewers something to leave with. So blue kyanite, which I have on, by the way. So kyanite. Make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. And in the way that you can do that is through play. So you have your spiritual path and you have play. So surrender to play, and that is a form of self-care. Allow it. Okay, I see it all the time that on our spiritual paths we get like a Archangel Michael energy, and it's like, yes, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna plow through. I'm gonna pull the sword out of the stone. I'm going, like there's this warrior type energy, and what they're letting you know is that that the spiritual path can be fun and light too, as well as working with the shadow side and dealing with the deeper emotions. And right now we're so submerged in a lot of shadow sides and a lot of things going on in the world and with our neighbors and with our friends all over the place that we can lose sight of the play. And that does not mean you ignore what's going on. So I just don't want people to think that I'm taking it lightly or that the angels are. Okay? All right. So I will be back tomorrow morning with another daily. Okay? All right. All my love.